I'm cutting out a square hole in the middle of this wood for an outlet. Using the Shaper Origin for this process was phenomenal. It was very quick and accurate. I couldn't have asked for a better outcome here. The Shaper Origin's pretty cool to use. I am still very new to the Shaper Origin, hence I didn't cut the whole way through.
Here we go. Hopefully I don't screw this up. So I made a circle every edge that I'm making this groove in. I've made a test groove. That'll be my template for setting up this saw. What could go wrong, right? Should be perfect. Well, without further ado, let's get into it here. You know, it's real stupid. I do this in my spare time, and I've been just agonizing this part because I don't want to get it wrong. But it's so simple. It's so easy. But I'm just nervous. Oh, all that energy gone to waste for nothing. I'm happy with this one. Let's see if I can't be happy with the rest here.
I find it silly of me to stress about some little details at times.
Well, I think that went great. So I've got all my innards sanded. All of my jointery has been completed. I'm ready for glue up. Kind of excited. I've been putting this project off for too long, but no more. I will have one of these glued up by tonight, and my wife will be very pleased. Well, I'm gonna get to it.
Super funny. Right here when I get my glue bottle out, it's like literally completely empty. I got a little bit there, and then I had to refill it. I like to put my glue into every dowel hole here. I will put my dowel inside and give it a little corner twist. I did cut these dowels a little bit shorter because they didn't need to be their full length. Also, I was really low on the amount of dowels I had. But you want to put just enough glue in, but not too much so you get a ton to squeeze out. I liked how much squeeze out I had there. I got my bottom dividers in. This is my center shelf going in, and it goes in here really well. And let's see how well this lined up there. Yeah, it lined up there pretty good. I definitely have too much squeeze out here, so I went ahead and just wiped it off with my finger, thinking, I'm just gonna sand this out later. How hard could it be? Says the idiot guy that should know better. As I was putting in this dowel here, it cracked. Ooh. That's no good. It'll be fine. It's just a cute little nightstand, right? These glue ups are always super stressful because you're just dealing with wet glue and you're on a time clock and you don't want to make a big mess, but you want to make sure you get enough glue in your holes, because if you don't have enough glue, this thing's not going to really be that strong, and eventually you'll just, have this piece of furniture that'll fall apart, and then you'll throw it away, and then all this precious time and energy was put into this thing for nothing. So we want to make sure these things last. But here's our top going in. This is the second to last piece, and it slips in here really nicely. I'm liking that the inside grain there, you see that lighter patch of the walnut, it follows the side and up to the top. Oof, it's good. And then our back panel there has its book matched. Oh, I can't wait to see that to the end. Here is the very last piece going in. This is a little struggling to get in because you have all of the lines. Ah, bliss. That looks wonderful. Now that it's all together, it's time for all the clamps. So I introduced practically every single clamp that I own, making sure I'm putting good pressure on it every which way, shape, and form. Eventually here, I'll put my tape on it to make sure that this thing is still looking square, and it's looking really good and square. It's also really heavy with all those clamps on there. Oh no, I have discovered a nice, very nice sized crack here. As you can see, this crack goes the whole way through my board and it travels up like, oh, I don't know, really far.
Well, this feels really good. Yeah, this feels really good. I can't wait to go to sleep tonight and take it apart tomorrow. It's much lighter now that the clamps are all off of it here.
Here's a gap that didn't turn out the best. This was a miscut from that table saw setup that I had earlier in the video. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put glue on the seam. We have a piece of walnut we're going to shove in there, and we're going to use some sawdust, shove it in the rest remaining of the cracks. We're then going to give it all a good sand, and that'll hide up perfectly well.
Well, time to start sanding. I will show you a quick little time lapse of me sanding. Buzz. Oh wait, that's the wrong sound effect. What am I doing? Such an idiot. Hey there, so project is going great. However, I do have a nasty crack right here. And it goes all the way up to there. That's no bueno. So, here's what I'm thinking. Got some bow ties. Yeah, we're gonna put some bow ties in there. And then that'll lock her right up. That'll make it real nice and good. Real nice and smooth. And then it won't grow anymore. And all of a sudden, I'm going to really like this side of the nightstand, and I'm going to want to see it because they're going to be pretty, because who does not like a good bow tie? There we go. Hopefully I don't screw it up. I can always do a bigger bow tie, right?
Nope, 3 is not enough. I need another strip in here. This tape is expensive and I want to use it sparingly. But now that I've got enough, I went ahead and started my bow ties out, and this was definitely a little nerve-wracking because I'm still new to the shaper.
Oh good, that turned out really well. Look at this. It fits. It's a little looser. Like, it's perfectly tight. I don't know, then again, the glue will be... There needs to be some room for glue. But for now, I am happy.
The next morning here, we got all the clamps off and all the glue's looking great. Now we're time to saw off all my bow ties here. As I sawed off this first one, I got a little close to the edge and scuffed it up. That's okay, we can sand that out later. But that bottom one, I made sure to do a better job. I used chisel and hand plane to finish up the rest of all this. And look at this, man. Whew, that looks great. That one, not so much. There's a spot there where I had to use a little bit of sawdust to fill in a gap. But now that that's done, all of our nightstands just need nice 1/8 inch router over to make all these edges nice and smooth. I like 1/8 inch round over bits. That helps ensure that none of my edges are going to chip out. My router doesn't reach the inside of these corners, so I like to take this file here, and we're just going to help that rounded edge come on over, and then I use the back side, that curvatured edge, to kind of get right in that very corner. Here's what it looks like, and this is what it looks like without that. So which side do you prefer? I kind of like the sharper side. And now here's the piece de resistance, putting on the finish. I'm being lazy on this one, just using a nice tongue oil finish. Wipe it on, wipe it off, really make sure you get a lot on there. And yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys watch and enjoy. Here's that nasty corner. It's on the back of the cabinet, and it looks pretty good after the finish is on. Definitely can't see that at all when you're looking at it from the front. I really love to see the light streaks in the walnut go up and wrap around. It looks so pretty. There's that book matched back of the cabinet. Looking great. Oh, this project is fun.
All right, I'm on the last stretch now. So I've got one of these boxes made and stained, and look at this. I got box number 2 made and stained. Not stained, but just sealed. I would never stain walnut, okay? I think that would be a criminal offense, and you should go to jail for it. It's turned out so good. Oh, these bow ties, which I've also heard they're called Dutchmen. I kind of like Dutchmen more. So these Dutchmen here, they make this side my favorite side. So the last step we need to do here is we need to get our drawer boxes made along with our drawer fronts. So I got our drawer fronts sized up here. They fit in here real nice and pretty like. If I had 2 hands, I might show you better. My drawer guides, I went ahead and I went with some drawer guides I got off on Amazon, but these are push to open. They'll have this jet out here, and then when you go to close it, you have to push it shut. I don't know if I'll regret it or not, but they're my nightstands, so I could always change it if I don't like how they operate or function. Because I'm doing push to close or push to open, my drawer faces aren't gonna have any handles. It's just gonna be all of the beautiful walnut exposed and beautiful to see.
This is my brother's cabinet shop that I'm very fortunate that I get to use it on certain days. I'm using this dovetail machine that has a very dull bit.
Long story short here, yeah, these, they didn't turn out as great as I hoped. So we're gonna do a different method here. Because why not? Are already pre-finished, so I went ahead and I sanded off the finish on the 1/2 inch here. That way then I can just glue up these butt joint corners here, and then I'm gonna put a nail in the top and a nail in the bottom, and I'm gonna let that glue dry. Once the glue dries, I will drill through here and put a couple of dowels, pins in there to really seal the deal.
Yes, 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 I know. These drawer boxes are horrendous. I know they are not good in any way, shape, or form. However, they're gonna do the job right. They're gonna hold stuff, whether you like it or not. It's still gonna hold stuff. Here's my drawer faces, though, all nice and sanded and routed and ready for some finish. This is super exciting. I love putting on this tung oil. It makes the walnut just pop, and you get to see all the pretty colors it has to offer. Look at that shine. It's beautiful. Now that all my components are finally finished, it's time to put the drawer boxes in. So I've got a little spacer, then I have a little scrap piece of my drawer front, and now I'm able to just screw my drawer guide right in place, right where it lies. Give it a little test click, and it seems like it works. So we do that to both nightstands on each side, and now we're ready for our drawer boxes. I've measured out this parallel line on my drawer box and made 2 measurements for where I want to put in my screws. I then take my handy scratch all tool to do a little pokey poke, and that gives me the exact little pinhole where I want to put in my screw, and that helps me get these in nice and quick. Once my screws are in, I'm going to go ahead and give the drawer a quick test to make sure it's all straightened out.
Looks good to me.
Oh my goodness, if you watch any woodworking on YouTube, you've seen this trick, using playing cards as shims. Oh, this is actually my first time getting to use this technique, and it was fantastic. I enjoyed every little second of it. Putting the same amount of cards on each side, wedging that drawer in tight. Man, it was the easiest drawer installation I've ever done. Luckily for me, I'm able to just screw these straight in from the backside, which was quite convenient, I gotta say. Drawer looks beautiful, works great, and now just the very last part is slipping in my outlet. Now it is done.
You know, I couldn't say I'm happier. I've been working on these nightstands for like 2 months, I think. I'm not quite sure, but whew, it's definitely a lot more work than what it looks like. It's a great learning experience. I learned a lot. Definitely much better now than I was when I started, and I just want to keep rolling with that. I always want to keep improving, want to keep getting myself better. There's a couple flaws here and there, but it's okay because I fixed most of them, and the other couple little minor details, it's just my little secret. But yeah, I can't wait to show you guys how just well and terrific and awesome these things turned out. So anyway, without further ado,
Thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. These nightstands are wonderful. My wife adores them. Hope they inspire you to make something cool yourself.